Welcome, everyone, to NBA action here on 2K Sports. A Friday night NBA presentation. It'll be Luis Scola and the Phoenix Suns facing off against the Toronto Raptors. And now let's head courtside with Kevin Harlan, who's ready to get things going in Toronto.
We're in the place they call the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Ontario, the home of the Raptors, where we're broadcasting live. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. I'm Kevin Harlan. And here's a look at our starting lineups, sponsored by State Farm. Hey, guys, taking a look here at Kyle Lowry. What will we see from him?
Well, Lowry is one of the scrappiest players in the game, Kevin. He's gotten to the point of being one of the best players at his position, and yet he still approaches the game with that chip on his shoulder, that fight for every possession mentality that he came into the league with.
I call that playing with a hungry edge, Steve. He's a physical guy despite his small stature. Very, very strong. He's got some pit bull in him, and he's never one to shy away from contact. You see it all in the charges he draws.
You look at Phoenix. With most of their upcoming games taking place at home, they have a chance here to make a nice little push.
Well, right now for the Suns, they've been terrific in the early going this year. I mean, it looks like all the decisions they made in the offseason were right on point. Their plan's really working for them.
Yeah, I think it's been impressive what they've done, especially given the fact that the expectations were not that high coming into the season. So if anything, they've just kind of gone about their business quietly, put together a nice solid year to this point, and we'll see if they can keep it rolling.
No good from Bargnani.
You know, Marcin Gortat has emerged into one of the best centers in the league. Back when he was in Orlando, he was in a backup role behind Dwight Howard. But now that he's in Phoenix, he's getting starters minutes, and he's made the most of them. Very, very productive player.
And so it's the Suns getting on the board first. DeRozan with it. Guarded now by Michael Beasley. And DeRozan kicks to Johnson. Williams up on top. Clock at 6. Phoenix grabs the miss. Well, Clark, speaking of Gortat, he led the Suns last season in scoring. When you look at him as a scorer, what's his strength?
Well, he can do a lot of stuff, Kevin. He's got good hands. He finishes around the goal with both hands. He can pick and roll, pick and pop. Nice mid-range touch. I like what he brings. When you're that big and have the skills he has, you can put up some good numbers, and he did.
Now here's Williams, averaging 6 points for contest.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
Arenas kicks to Dragic. That's in, coming off an assist from Arenas. Dragic has got his first points of the night.
That's grace over power, guys. That finger roll gets him 2 points. Impressive stuff.
You know, Coach Alvin Gentry has done a nice job in Phoenix maintaining that high-scoring style that they've established over the last decade. He's also made them and kept them respectable defensively.
And it's his poise at the offensive end that impresses me most. This guy is unflappable.
And Gortat gets it to go in on the assist by Dragic. Gortat's got his first points in this one. And, Steve, before Alvin Gentry took over, the Suns toyed with the slower pace, but he got them back to running, and he's not looked back.
Yeah, Gentry did an amazing job in Phoenix when he took over as head coach, and that's why he's still there. He really gained the trust of the players right away. He got back to that style that's really most conducive to that talent. And, now it's going to be interesting. Without Nash, can you still run with Goran Dragic running the point? I think so. But this will be Gentry's biggest challenge now, not being able to rely on one of the great point guards of all time.
Now here's Arenas. He had 10 points in the win against Detroit. Easily in the post. He's against Williams. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, Doris?
We we talked about some of the matchups he'll be watching in this game, and he told me, I'll be looking at how we deal with Marcin Gortat inside. He's a guy who can score in any number of ways, posting up, pulling up from outside, or rolling to the rim. And he's also a factor on the glass. Guys, Gortat might not be a household name, but he's an impact big man in the NBA, no question.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Jared Dudley's checked in for the Suns. Brown comes in for Gilbert Arenas.
By any measure, it was not a memorable season for the Raptors last season. But they can take away that they held their own against the West, Kevin. 8-10 against the Western Conference.
Not bad. Here's Brown, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Beasley kicks to Brown. Shoots over DeRozan. And it's Phoenix scoring again. 1:31 left to play in the first quarter. 8-10, like you talked about, Clark, might not sound like much, but it is better than a lot of the teams, Steve, in the East who made the playoffs.
Kind of a surprising number, really, when you think about how strong the Western Conference was and what a poor season Toronto had. 8-10 sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And not much resistance on that jam.
Yeah, defensively, you're right, not a great sequence.
Well, they lost track of them, and they paid the price.
Now, here's Brown. Right now averaging 5 points a game. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle.
It wasn't bad defense, but he got overpowered. There's not enough strength to stop him.
You know, sometimes you just try to avoid the foul, Clark, and not get in the way.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Exactly.
Yeah, no question. You guys are right. I mean, he seemed to think better of it and then backed off a little bit at the end.
Rockets the pass to Beasley. The dish to Gortat. And the layup is good.
That's 4 of their last 5 buckets now coming in the paint area.
And they're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intention.
Now here's Williams. Beasley with the rebound.
This is not the slam dunk contest. You don't get do-overs. You got to finish the job.
And it's Brown missing.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
The shot by Lowry, no good. Fast break, here come the Suns. And Shannon Brown, the bucket on the assist by Dragic. Brown's got his second bucket of the game to go. The drive by Lowry. Shoots over Dragic. And he beat the buzzer, but it's no good. Both teams have a...
Tune in next Thursday. Carmelo.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And what stands out to you from the Suns in this one?
Solid first quarter for this club. They came out strong, and they've put together some nice momentum here.
Steve, I like the looks they've gotten on offense. A lot of good ones.
Calderon is out there with Terrence Ross. Then it's Kleza. Then there's Landry Fields. And it's Davis at the pivot spot manning the middle. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter.
Well, you look at Wes Johnson, the number 4 overall pick back in the 2010 draft. He's really yet to find his footing in the NBA. Great size and athleticism, but his numbers haven't been there. He's not shot it with confidence, and his playmaking has been down as well. Not many guys with his size can shoot the ball that well from out there.
Calderon gets a screen from Davis. Here's Kleza. Goes right up. And it's Davis with the jam.
Well, Davis is still building out his frame physically and kind of figuring out who he is as a player. I think ultimately it's about hustle. It's about being physical, being in the paint, and really mixing it up down there for Davis.
Yeah, that'll allow him to block more shots, get rebounds, get more second chance buckets. He has a lot of potential and is embracing that big man role and going from there. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, DeMar DeRozan is blessed with great size and great athleticism, but still he's working to realize all of that potential. Coach Dwayne Casey is hoping he can become their perimeter stopper. Coach Casey said that's our challenge to him, to be a better defender, to guard the best two guards in the league. He has the quick feet, quick hands, athletic ability. There is no reason he should not be able to be an elite defender. Guys, let's see how it plays out.
Well, as his shooting comes along, that's a great way for him to really find his niche, Doris. Thanks. 4 on the shot clock. No good. And Phoenix will come the other way. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Well, they went 0-2 against them last year, and they feel like they should have done much better. They look for an intense game tonight.
There's the triple. Plaza misses. Suns lead by 6. Baseline J on the way. And there's Gilbert Arenas on the assist from Wesley Johnson. The Raptors have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. And you're right, Clark, a poor outcome last season. Both of these clubs, suffering similar fates.
Yeah, Kev, the word for the day is not necessarily rebuilding, but they need to be gradually improving.
And I think they are.
I think so, too.
That's good. Johnson's got his second basket of the night.
And you can see the strategy has been to take the ball inside here.
That's where you get high percentage looks and draw fouls, Steve. It's a good way to play.
Now that we have a moment, let's take a peek at the teams that are leading the league in blocks. 5th, the Raptors.
Kevin, this is a phenomenal defensive team. Not just good, they are excellent. They've made an awful lot of outstanding defensive plays. They're on the same page, they're aggressive, they're focused, and they pay attention to detail. That's why they keep teams from getting good shots in the paint.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Dudley dishes to Brown. Beasley kicks to Dragic. Scola, a screen on Lowry. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
We get a chance here to take a look at Goran Dragic's numbers. How last month turned out for him. 3rd in scoring, 3rd in three-point shooting. And he's been such a good offensive player. His patience, his efficiency. He's ranked in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
And, Steve, you mentioned his unbelievable points per game ranking. I mean, this guy is a guy I would call buckets.
He is so good at working himself into the open spots on the floor inside that three-point line. When Amir Johnson was drafted as a high school player back in 2005, he was listed at 6'9". But if you look at him, you can tell he's grown quite a bit since then.
I'm not sure if any play is going to top that one.
Maybe the only play that could beat it is another alley-oop jam.
Yep. Even then, it'd be hard to execute it any better than that one.
Dragic the pass to Brown. Now the feed to Dragic. Drills it from outside. Dragic has got 8 points.
And, getting back to Amir Johnson, Steve, you mentioned his growth. Where he needs to get bigger is adding to his base below the waist. He's got to get stronger because he gets pushed off of his position too easily inside. And that actually forces him to get into foul trouble sometimes. Guys, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look there. That's good basketball.
Dragic dishes to Brown. Scola left side. DeRozan with the rebound.
Boy, both clubs really battling under the boards.
Yeah, and Steve, the rebounding story really mirrors the game at large. I mean, it's been pretty much tit for tat, neck and neck.
Outside Williams. Over Scola. No good trying to beat the buzzer. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
30 minutes. This is 2K Sports, and I'm Damon Bruce, coming to you live on a Friday night. For the Phoenix Suns, they have the lead against Toronto. Just outstanding efficiency offensively. They're having a field day. It's just that simple. Goran Dragic with some valuable contributions. He's got 8 points, and he's had some good court vision, helping out in the assist department as well. And there's no quit in the Raptors. They came to win. They've done a great job closing out their defensive possessions, grabbing boards, great rebounding. DeMar DeRozan's come up big for them. We're at halftime, and still, he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. And let's look ahead at the games that won't be tipping off until later tonight. The Nuggets will face off against the Lakers out in Los Angeles. A 7:30 Eastern time is tip-off. And one game also on the docket. Out in Sacramento, it'll be the Kings against the Pacers. 7 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific is the tip time. And now, a look at the other NBA action. The Jazz will square off against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. This one, a meeting between divisional foes. Start time, 7 o'clock Eastern. Thanks so much for joining me here in studio. Second half action is coming right up. We hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Last game for the Raptors, they picked up the W against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
And Kevin, they overcame a very poor shooting night to win that game. You know, you're not going to be able to win very often with a percentage as low as theirs.
Yeah, no beauty or style points in that game, but they did hit the big shots when they needed to.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. Setting the floor for the Suns. Scola and Gortat there inside. Dragic is out there with Arenas, and it's Beasley in at the small forward. Up top, Gortat. Suns moving the ball around. Arenas kicks to Dragic. Back to Arenas. 5 to shoot. Toronto grabs the miss. Still anybody's game at this point.
No question, and this becomes a very big possession here.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Britt. Doris, over to you.
Guys, a very interesting motivational object for the Raptors. Coach Dwayne Casey had a 1,300-pound boulder placed in the Raptors dressing room. He said it's from a story about a stonecutter. Every time a stonecutter hits a rock, it may not break. You may have to hit it 100 times, but on that 101st time you hit it, now you cause the rock to crack. Now the team motto has become pound the rock. It's a metaphor for working hard, eventually paying off. Casey said, we've got to keep pounding. We've got to keep hitting the rock, and eventually it will crack. That's why we work together every day to get better. Kevin, pretty hard to ignore a boulder that size in your locker room.
Well, it's so true, Doris. Thanks. Williams. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Williams. Williams has got 4 assists in the game.
The thing you like about Amir Johnson is just how bouncy he is for a big man. And still very young. Amazing that he's going into his 8th season in the league. Still just 25 years of age.
And the Raptors call time here.
And guys, of course, Amir Johnson is one of those holdovers from the days of drafting kids right out of high school. I like the fact that he continues to improve. He's adding range to his jump shot. He's getting more consistent at the foul line and still has an awful lot of untapped potential in his game.
DeRozan against Arenas. The pass to Lowry. Outside Williams. Over Beasley. It's blocked, but they'll get another chance. Cargnani from long range. No luck. Now the Suns take it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And you might not typically mention blocks as the key to a win, but I think you do in this case. They were really dominant defensively.
Wow, what a throwdown.
Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Yeah, he flushed that one down and then hung around to marvel at his work a little bit.
Yeah, getting acquainted with that rim.
And giving the photographers an extra second or two, I guess.
And that replay sponsored by Sprite, giving us a great look at that one. Beasley kicks to Dragic. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Well, he can shoot the 3. We know that. But I'm not sure that he does. I mean, they weren't anywhere near him on that possession.
Back to Bargnani. He dishes it to Williams. And Michael Beasley picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Raptors with some changes. Clays checked in for Johnson. Andrew Fields comes in for Terrence Williams. And it's Calderon in for DeMar DeRozan. And then for Phoenix, Channing Frye's checked in for Gortat. Dudley comes in for Luis Scola. And it's Brown in for Gilbert Arenas.
Solid advantage in the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
Here's Beasley, takes it up. The feather touch on the finger roll, beautiful. And the Suns lead by 4.
Well, they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter. You got to love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Brown the pass to Beasley. He passes it to Dragic. Frye. Off target from outside.
There's some good defense for you. I mean, for somebody who's as good at shooting the three as he is, you need a defender who's equally adept at guarding against it. That was well done.
Well, then they picked the right guy to put on him.
The kick out to Brown from downtown. Toronto grabs the miss. Bargnani's got 4 rebounds in this game. For the tie, Calderon, no good. The Suns have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Beasley dishes to Dragic, kicks to Brown, kicks it out to Beasley. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Here's Lowry. Can't hit. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Suns ahead, up by 4.
Tune in next Sunday. Marcin Gortat.
As the fourth quarter gets rolling here, let's check out our Sprite Uncontainable game. Let's go to Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Thanks, Kevin. And it's the Suns with the Uncontainable Game Award for the offensive stretch they put together. It was their defense that led the way for them back in that first quarter as they were getting hands up and bothering all kinds of shots. One more quarter of that, and the game is theirs.
All right, Doris, thanks. And the run Doris mentioned, guys, that was really a huge game changer here.
No question, Kevin. Probably the pivotal moment in the game so far, and I thought that really set the tone.
You know, one of the things that was interesting to me is you could see the body language of both teams change at that point. Obviously in different directions. Confident and assured on one side and a bit of chin in your chest on the other side.
They've got Bargnani. Terrence Williams is out there with Amir Johnson. Then it's John Lucas, and it's DeRozan in at the shooting guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Well, Dudley brings so much to the team, Kevin, because of his ability to do a lot of different things. He's become an excellent spot-up shooter. He's also a great defender, and he anticipates plays. He can get offensive rebounds. Seems to be the first one to a loose ball every time down the floor.
Well, no doubt, you always have to be wary of a guy like Dudley because of that. It's more than just keeping an eye on him. You have to be in his shirt or he'll float out to where he can get open and knock down shots all game long. And the Raptors call time here.
You know, it's a little strange to not have the Suns in the playoffs for a consecutive year. Last year, they came close, but ended up finishing 3 games back of the 8th playoff spot.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. The three-pointers obviously have been hurting them, and he told his players, we've simply got to play them tighter on the perimeter. We can't afford to give them these wide-open looks. Kevin?
Back to what you said about the Suns. This franchise has had such an easy time making the playoffs for the past couple decades that even 2 years with no playoffs seems like a drought for them. Steve, you know that firsthand. You were the general manager there at one time.
Yeah, it's been such a successful franchise over the last 40-plus years, Kevin, that it surprises you when they're not in the postseason. But look, this is how the NBA works. It goes in cycles, and right now they're in a little bit of a down spell. Terrible defense for both teams, just atrocious.
Yeah, it's been awful, Steve. I don't know any other way to say it, and I'm sure both teams will get an earful from their coaches.
Here's Dragic, now recovering. Dragic gets the bucket.
Boy, he's been so cool out there, composed, never rattled. I mean, a very steady contributor to the offense.
Beasley against Williams. He feeds it to Bargnani for three. Gilbert Arenas with the rebound.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
And that one's good. Now it's a 7-point Suns lead.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. So how about trying, guys?
Shannon Brown, he's checked in for the Suns. And stolen by Scola. And they're on the break. Leads him in there. Beasley powers down the dunk.
Costly mistake at the other end to set up that fast break.
That's what you want to do after a turnover. Push the ball up the floor and strike quickly.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Got that bucket in no time at all. Suns leading by 7. Now Dragic. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Fast break, Toronto. DeRozan leading the charge. And it's Williams with the jam.
And the shootout continues.
Trading buckets both ways. I mean, offense definitely the focal point for these teams.
Dragic kicks to Scola. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 3 assists in the game. .152 left in the game. Here's Williams. It's hauled in by the Suns.
He just hasn't been able to build any momentum in this game. He's got to find something out there.
Here's Dragic. He's guarded by Williams. Dragic gets the bucket. Dragic has got 9 points here in the second half.
Boy, this is a shooting exhibition, guys. I mean, he's not wasting any of his chances.
DeRozan, he's covered by Brown. And it's DeRozan missing. Suns leading by 9. Brown kicks to Beasley. He kicks it to Gortat. Passes it to Dragic. From deep. Another 3 for Phoenix.
They're just giving up a ton of three-pointers.
Yeah, you know, it's tough to close out on a team when they space the floor and they've got guys that can shoot it that way and they've got it going, but you got to find a way.
Here's DeRozan. Good.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
The Suns have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth, 8 of 12. Beasley up top. He's guarded by Williams.
Ball is turned over. Raptors ball.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Some changes for Phoenix. 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Lucas. Tight defense on him. Dishes it to Fields. Feeds it to Ross. Pass to Lucas. Shot clock at 6. Johnson right side. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
And that one should remove all doubt about the outcome of this game. This thing's over.
Now it's just a matter of what the winning margin is going to be.
Jose Calderon, he's checked in for the Raptors. And the Suns also making a change. Dudley's checked in. The Raptors making a switch here. Lucas is checked in. The 9-footer's on the mark.
John Lucas.
Here's Marshall. There's the dish to Fry. Let's go. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
Ball. Linus Klasia.
Here's Lucas. Off on that one. So it's the Suns winning easily here. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just hit one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Goran Dragic.